Today, we will learn about publication misconduct through this mind map, explained in a detailed lecture style. Publication misconduct refers to unethical practices that occur during the process of conducting, writing, reviewing, and publishing research. It violates fundamental principles such as honesty, transparency, and integrity, which are essential for the credibility of academic work. When misconduct occurs, it not only harms the reputation of individual researchers, but also weakens trust in institutions and the entire system of scientific knowledge. The mind map presents this concept in a structured way by dividing it into four major areas: subject-specific ethical issues along with FFP and authorship, conflicts of interest, complaints and appeals, and software tools used for detection. Let us begin with subject-specific ethical issues, which form the first branch of the mind map. Ethics in research is not the same across all disciplines. Rather, it varies depending on the nature of the field. In medical and life sciences, ethical responsibilities are very strict because research directly involves human health. Researchers must obtain informed consent from participants, maintain patient confidentiality, and ensure transparency in clinical trials. Any violation, such as conducting experiments without informing participants, is considered a serious ethical breach. In the social sciences, the focus shifts to privacy, consent, and the responsible use of personal data. Researchers must ensure that participants' identities and personal information are protected. In engineering and technology, ethical issues revolve around safety standards and responsible data usage. For example, fabricating results in structural engineering could lead to dangerous consequences in real-life applications. This part of the mind map emphasizes that ethical responsibility is context-dependent but equally important in all fields. Closely connected to these ethical concerns is the concept of FFP, which stands for fabrication, falsification, and plagiarism. These are considered the most serious forms of publication misconduct. Fabrication refers to the creation of fake data or results that never actually existed. This means a researcher might claim to have conducted experiments or collected data when, in reality, no such work was done. Falsification, on the other hand, involves manipulating existing data or research processes to produce desired outcomes. This could include altering data points or modifying results to make them appear more favorable or statistically significant. Plagiarism is the act of using someone else's ideas, words, or research without giving proper credit. It may involve direct copying, paraphrasing without citation, or presenting another person's work as one's own. All three forms of FFP are highly unethical because they distort the truth and mislead readers, thereby damaging the integrity of the scientific record. Another important aspect shown in the mind map is authorship. Authorship determines who receives credit for research work, and it must be assigned fairly and accurately. Ethical authorship requires that only those individuals who have made significant intellectual contributions to the research should be listed as authors. However, several forms of misconduct can occur in this area. Gift authorship happens when individuals are included as authors despite not contributing to the work, often to gain favor or recognition. Ghost authorship occurs when individuals who have made significant contributions are deliberately excluded. Additionally, disputes over the order of authorship are common, as the sequence of names often reflects the level of contribution. These issues highlight the importance of fairness and transparency in assigning credit for academic work. Moving to the second major branch of the mind map, we encounter conflicts of interest. A conflict of interest arises when a researcher's personal, financial, or professional interests influence or appear to influence their research outcomes. Such conflicts can compromise the objectivity of research and create bias. For example, a researcher funded by a pharmaceutical company might publish only positive findings about a drug without disclosing the funding source. This lack of transparency reduces trust in the research. Therefore, it is essential that all conflicts of interest are openly disclosed. This responsibility applies not only to authors, but also to reviewers and editors involved in the publication process. Transparency and disclosure allows readers to evaluate the credibility and potential bias of the research. The third component of the mind map focuses on complaints and appeals, which are mechanisms used to address misconduct. Complaints are raised when ethical violations, such as plagiarism or data manipulation, are suspected, while appeals are made by authors who wish to challenge decisions like the rejection of their manuscripts. To handle such situations fairly, journals follow established guidelines provided by organizations such as the Committee on Publication Ethics. These guidelines ensure that all cases are handled transparently and justly. The mind map also provides real-world examples of misconduct. In India, cases of plagiarism in academic theses led to stricter regulations by the University Grants Commission. Another issue has been the rise of predatory journals, where researchers publish work to meet academic requirements without proper peer review. Internationally, the case of Andrew Wakefield is well known, where falsified data led to a misleading link between vaccines and autism, causing widespread public health concerns. Similarly, Huang Wusuk fabricated stem cell research data, resulting in retracted publications and loss of credibility. These examples demonstrate the serious consequences of unethical practices. Finally, the mind map highlights the role of software tools in detecting publication misconduct. With the advancement of technology, various tools have been developed to identify issues such as plagiarism. Widely used tools include Turnitin and Original, which compare submitted documents with extensive databases and generate similarity reports. In addition to these commercial tools, there are also open-source and free tools that provide basic similarity checks by comparing content available on the web. These tools are particularly useful for preliminary screening and for researchers with limited resources. The importance of these tools lies in their ability to ensure originality, prevent academic misconduct, assist reviewers in evaluation, and support institutional policies. However, it is important to note that these tools should not replace human judgment, as not all similarities indicate plagiarism. In conclusion, the mind map provides a comprehensive overview of publication misconduct by illustrating its various dimensions. It explains how ethical issues differ across disciplines, highlights the seriousness of FFP, addresses authorship concerns, and emphasizes the importance of transparency in conflicts of interest. It also demonstrates how complaints and appeal systems, supported by organizations like Committee on Publication Ethics, help maintain fairness in academic publishing. Real-life examples from India and abroad show the consequences of misconduct, while technological tools like Turnitin play a crucial role in detection and prevention. Overall, maintaining ethical standards is essential for preserving the integrity and credibility of academic research.